this World Cup match here in Ottawa County, I think that would boost our sales tax dollars.
Sure would. So what's wrong? Are you having trouble?
Yeah, we're going.
You're going?
Yeah.
All right, let's call this meeting to order. 3 minutes, Brandon. I haven't been sticking to that and I've been in trouble, so
We will say it fast.
All right.
Okay, first, I just wanted to ask her on the top of my list, you had everything you needed for elections.
I did.
You were good for elections and you got everything?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you guys talked to any of the government teachers? Are there 3 of them in the county? 3 government teachers, do you think?
actually I don't have any idea.
I presented to 2 of them, the senior classes in Bennington and Minneapolis.
Well, I was
this
just
spring.
wondering if any of them had said anything to you about how they feel like they are kind of sometimes a little undermined when they teach the separation of church and state, and that sometimes up here, and I know this is you guys' panel, and you guys can do what you want, but they feel like there's too much sometimes God going into these meetings. And I
Here?
think that's, yeah, sometimes, you know, when when a certain commissioner prays.
I'll tell you what,
We hope.
I'll
God
tell
is-
you what, if that's the case, I'm proud of that.
Oh, and that's okay. There's, I mean, you got teachers in this county that teach it.
Right, well.
They
that's our
teach it.
That's our preference, I think.
They teach it, and this is a Republican county, so of course all the Republicans are going to say that. And one more thing, though, I was able to find out some information about the Kansas Supreme Court. They can't be bought, and they will not. If it went to them about a commissioner changing the minutes after it was done, that is illegal. And they said that because one did it, you know, the people that printed it, they are the ones that have to go down too. So not only one person has to go down, 2 people. So if somebody wants to step forward and go after the newspaper for reprinting the commissioner that changed the minutes, I know that they had said that it was a recap, but the commissioners appoint the newspaper every year to be the main paper, plus the website. Okay, moving on. Roads. So the roads, they were just wondering if some of the commissioners, and I know you, Scott, have been up and down every road in this county and not just leaving it up to the road and bridge guy to do it. They want to make sure that commissioners are getting up and down those roads to make sure roads are all right. And the flock systems, people were just wondering, a lot of stuff is going on about the flock systems. And some people say that they record, some people say that they don't record. I've been trying to tell people that it just aids the sheriff and the police in the town, and that helps them. That it's not supposed to be a bad thing, that it's a good thing to help them, especially in counties that don't have, you know, a lot of guys on, we just don't have a lot of employees as sheriffs. And so I feel like that helps. I mean, I feel like it's something that's good. And then the thing about the golden wheel, I know that that's going on, but still, there's been some times when people haven't eaten, and that's not a good thing. I know you guys have
We know that.
corrected it.
Yeah.
It's just, your wife works with the kids, and she knows how important, and you know how important those kids need to eat. Those elderly people need to eat too. And people don't care if a commissioner doesn't know how to cut vegetables. They can go down there and they can turn the oven on. They can do stuff. You guys give money to that. You guys appoint that board, and you guys should be able to be the first people to know what's going on.
Excuse
If
me,
that
we
thing,
don't appoint that board.
you don't appoint that board? What do you appoint down there? Do you give, you
We just
appoint
do it.
appropriations?
It's a stipend, or so
So you
much.
give them, okay,
Yeah, it's under Flint Hills.
Flint Hills. Okay.
If you wanna give somebody some trouble, give them a little trouble, see what
Yeah.
happens.
Well, they don't, I mean,
The board
I'm
members-
not trying to give,
No, I'm just serious,
Anybody, I'm
they
just-
need whatever they would
it's
receive.
just hard with the state and the people that get appointed to those positions or get elected to those positions. Sometimes if there is a Democrat, then there's a little bit more leeway. Sometimes if there's a Republican and they wanna cut something here, cut something there. That's just how it goes, and I feel like that's what happened at that.
As far as I'm concerned, the Golden Wheel Board of Directors needs an absolute great big thank you, because they have had board members step up and prepare meals when they've had a cook missing or AWOL, won't say AWOL, but when they've had somebody call in sick or whatever the situation is. The
Yeah.
board is stepping up to keep producing meals. And
Okay.
my hat
But
is
see,
off.
and I think I don't think they're supposed to,
Well,
but
yeah,
I'm glad they are.
Yes.
I don't care if they break the rule. I think that's a law or a rule from wherever, Flint Hills, that you're not supposed to do that, but I don't care.
yeah.
The
I think,
people around here, the elderly need to eat.
I think it's legal what they're doing, because they are actually stepping in as interim managers or
Okay,
interim
well.
cook. They've taken care of the paperwork, I think, to make it legal and make it
Have they?
appropriate.
Okay,
So
well.
I think they're.
Well, I'm
I'm
glad
glad
that
they
you're
are.
explaining this, just because a few people are just,
Okay,
people need to
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah,
I agree.
that was 7 minutes.
no problem.
Jerry, thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
It's
I
good
think
to see you.
Scott's missed you in this.
Well, I
budget
mean, I
process.
kept thinking all this time, like, I don't know where Jerry's at, and maybe he's mad at us.
Well, due to the public outcry of Scott, I am here in person this morning. Just gonna let Scott know that I do watch the meetings every single week. And I've sent, probably the last 4 months, I've sent out 3 to 4 emails to each one of the commissioners, and everybody's responds back except for you.
I don't think I've got it.
I've sent it to your commissioner, is it Commissioner 2 or whatever it is?
Or if it's not going to junk, cause I've never got it. I'll look.
Well, I thought it was strange because the other two's answered every one of them, so.
Well, I apologize, I'll look.
All right.
Because
And also Stephanie, every month she sends me all the AP, so I'm able to look that over too.
You mean every meeting?
Not every
meeting?
meeting, but at the close of every month.
She sends you the budget.
Right, she sent me the budget. And speaking of budgets, if Scott Lloyd comes in here again next year and talks about Pratt and Brown County and his new county that he picked up as a customer in Sumner County, I'm going to blow a gasket. We don't care
Yeah.
what's going on. We care about our problems. And he needs to answer it or have the people here that can answer it. And not just put you off and take it back and give it to somebody in his office.
all right.
So, and you
Was
know,
there a specific question that you had a concern about?
no, it's just that he always refers to Pratt County.
I think
Right.
it's important, Jerry, to know that they are a team, that they have certain people that do certain jobs in their
Right.
office, so it's a team effort, kinda like a lot of places are team effort.
Then that member of that team needs to be here. So they can answer your questions and not be putting it off another week. Also, on that, I went back and added at the end of June, all the YTDs and all the budgets. And you guys are only setting at 33.75% spent. So that means that if the department heads will keep and you guys keep their feet to the fire, you could do the cash carryover that Scott wants you to do, and not be worrying about it having all that 9-month extra cash sitting around.
Well, I think, that's all, that's a decision the commission has to make
Right.
as far as what our necessary cash carryover is. That's
Yeah.
what we,
I feel even Dave Ramsey recommends for individuals, a 3 to 6 month
3 to
carryover.
6.
And I don't think it's wrong, and we're drawing good money on cash carryover
Right.
reserves, so I don't think it's a bad thing to have money in the bank.
I was just gonna back up Carla, though, that when he was worried about the budget not having, we'd have to spend a lot of cash carryover and not go R&R, Carla was right. He's assuming that they're gonna spend all the budget authority, and they're not.
Right.
well, we hope not.
Yeah.
But, that's why we put cash reserves in the budget, just to make
Right.
sure we have that buffer.
Right.
And I think if I remember right, we were still putting money in cash reserve, but it just wasn't as much as what it was anticipated to make the R&R, so.
Well, by the end of the year, you ought to, if he stays where they are, you should be able to carry over at least 10% of the budget, between 10 and 13%.
Yeah, I mean, you do know we just paid that $678,000 for that, high-risk roads project for 2026. That's gonna start in 2027. That was a big hit last week. So that hasn't hit
Okay,
the
that
budget.
hasn't hit the budget
Yeah,
yet.
so you have to anticipate all those
Right.
capital expenditures and see
Right.
what's gonna happen.
I'm just,
I think we went over every single department, almost every line.
Yeah.
you did.
We actually,
When did you send, you remember, let me know when you sent that.
I remember it's been once a month.
Okay.
I'll have to go back and
I'll look.
dig.
I'll look right here when, I shouldn't be doing it now. when
we
you're
really
talking.
need assistance from the state to help us with property taxes. We
Right.
are not one of those counties that overspend.
Right,
You know, when I talked to other counties and said, well, like, we cut 3 positions here and we're not, I don't feel like we are in that situation. So we really do need help from the state to reduce property taxes.
yep.
I'm anxious to go to the North Central Regional Planning meeting on Thursday and just take a straw poll to see how many other counties in our area have made R&R. Cause
Well, I know Mitchell did, I heard that on the
Did they?
radio, yeah, and they did last year.
Well, I
Of course,
commend you
they have
guys
a
for
lot,
going
they have a lot
R&R.
more a lot more industry and they have a lot more going on up in Beloit.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd have to look. The main thing is whether they have wind farm revenues and what their sales tax dollars bring in.
They
Those
have,
are the two big
they have a lot of,
components.
well, AGCO
Or
and,
industry.
you know, they got several dealerships.
I did get a commendation from a Mitchell County resident, I don't know who it was, but we were sitting at the fair, and there were some folks at the table with us that said, we're from Mitchell County, and we have nothing like this, we can't get the community spirit together to gather around a cause such as putting this together, putting
The
the
fair?
carnival together and the fair, and they came down here and just had a great time, they said, we really enjoy it down here, but we just can't seem to get this motivated in Mitchell County,
Okay.
so,
It was nice.
yeah.
Kudos to them.
So anyway, thank you for considering R&R, and
Yeah,
Scott, I am here, I'm watching.
yeah. I figured you were watching. All right, thanks, Jerry.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, Tammy Cox,
So I provided to you a copy of the 2025 audit done
right?
by Linder, Vogel, and Pierce. In a nutshell,
Same,
we did great.
same disagreement with us.
Yeah. I mean,
They've always had.
and then so we'll be working on journal entries and closing out 2025 here shortly. If you have any questions on the audit, let me know.
Okay.
Oh, and also I'll be submitting the audit to the state.
What's that?
I'll be submitting the audit to the state.
Shut
here
that off for
recently.
a little bit, would you please? Okay. That wouldn't have to be running if somebody wouldn't try to save electricity and I mean, like, I won't mention it.
Over the weekend, yeah, yeah.
Okay, Russ.
Can I ask a question about this? The audit?
No. Go ahead.
So, we got this, letter about significant audit matters, and I know that you say, or they are the same concerns, but can I ask why we haven't, done that with the sheriff checking department? Why we
And
haven't?
and the deeds, because we felt like that.
Do
they-
what?
They put on the audit that, you know, you have that separate checking account that doesn't go in there and so does the registered
For
deeds.
years.
Yeah, and we've
I
had
know,
it.
so, is there a reason why we haven't corrected that?
What's there to correct? I guess
Well-
I'm confused.
Well, I
Well, they
guess,
think it should be under, you know, the county's deal, you know.
It's kind of an external checking.
It's kind of an external checking account, which we've always let it go like that.
They-
There's a reason for you having it. I can't
Well, I
remember.
don't have to bug Jody or anybody else if we need, cash for, if we have a case we're working on that we need to have cash to purchase illegal items.
well, I guess it's just that they specifically state in here the Kansas statute,
Well.
why,
Right. I mean, they've done that every year since Moby Dick, since I've been here. And, they've always gave good enough reason to do it that way.
They come audit it or do what they, I mean, they do look at it every year. Every year they look at it.
They look at it and audit it, look at it, but they,
We just never put it in with the rest of it.
They do audit those checking accounts though, and they
Yes.
balance out.
Yes,
It's not like
it-
it's going away.
if-
or
if
it's-
Terry-
I don't think you can say they audit it because it's
Well,
not part of the.
It's
audit.
checked. It's checked every year.
So I guess just when I read the Kansas statute and it says it's supposed to be used. for
Carla, if you want it in there, then I'm
I'm-
not gonna argue with you at this point. I mean, it's up to you.
Let's move on. We'll talk about it. Cause I can see this might get into a long discussion. All right, Russ,
So, I had Sedgwick County, I wanted to come up and talk to you guys to find out exactly what, you wanted to do as far as if we come down to it. I haven't got any calls back from them, or haven't heard from them. I was gonna reach out today after I talked to you guys. Sedgwick County come in, would've been nice to know that they were discussing us when they were discussing us, but all it was is a discussion, kinda like what we, just a talk. Anyways, we were the hot topic for the last, been 3 weeks now, with bringing their inmates in to house them. They're having a problem with housing right now with, most of them are, ones that are sentenced to go to KDOC.
okay,
So, anyway, long story short, they come in, look through our jail, and of course, they are interested. I asked them when they needed it. Well, they asked me when I thought I could have ours up and going. I said, well, wishful thinking, 2 weeks. But theoretically, it's gonna be 30 days or more to get anything going,
to get enough people hired
to get enough people hired
and
and
the
actually.
kitchen and everything.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, because the kitchen alone, they
Just so
said it
I
would be 30
wanted to
days.
explain that so
Right,
people
the
understand.
kitchen, and I have a list of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that Keith needs to finish, or, to get up and going again, cause there's no sense in putting money into like the sewer and water for the pods themselves. They're not leaking, but if we turned them on right now, they would leak. There's not a doubt in my mind they would leak. They run off like a little, diaphragm, and, yeah. They
But anyway,
they dry out,
so-
absolutely. Anyway, so, I asked them when they were thinking about housing, and they said tomorrow, of course. That would have been last week, so.
And so how many?
I told them 20. They asked me how many, we could house. I told them at least 50 to 52 because we would have to bring ours back just to have enough to,
Right.
if we had to put them in holding cell if they were acting up or something. So I'm wishful for 30, but I told them at least 20.
Okay, so I know this is just beginning stages of everything. Did they say anything about,
They've been all over the state of Kansas.
but I
Scott,
mean
to
about
look.
guaranteeing us a certain amount of time and prisoners, or, I mean,
No, and that's the whole kick in the shorts is because just like the last time, I don't want to hire 8 to 10 people, 8, to get it going, and then have to let them
Fire.
go again in a year because your inmate numbers go and do this. It's always been like that,
Alright.
and we knew that it was going to come back up. But I also know that it'll go back down, and I don't want to do that again.
So what are
If I
they
don't have to.
paying us to do this?
They asked me how much, and I said, we were getting, well, the last time they housed us, which was a couple years back, several, was $40 a day per inmate. I told them 55, and I crunched the numbers for 30 and
But how about if it's 15?
15 inmates?
I'm just saying,
15,
where's our break-even point?
30.
So if they don't give us 30,
We're not,
we lose
we
money.
don't, and that is, I put this together if you wanna see it. I know Carla likes numbers, so. Do you want one, Tammy? I'll get you one when I head out. Would you mind?
Thank you.
Yes.
so many beds pay us regardless if they use it or not.
That would be great, but I don't, they went to cloud, which cloud is back up and running now with, yeah. So,
Have you
you'll,
talked to Cloud to see why they opted not to do it?
they didn't opt not to do it.
Oh, you said
But
they
is
talked.
that they've been to cloud, cloud is now back up and running.
Cedric probably hadn't decided where they're going yet.
We were the ones they were interested in the most because we're easy off the highway. Access, come and go, we're close and we've housed them before. So,
All right.
this is kind of, if you see the last page, it kind of gives you a breakdown of all the first page and second page. The profits, if you wanna call them that, I put, for our inmates, if we brought them back, and I know it's not a profit period, but I put it as one anyways, but, was about $43,000 a year. And that's high, that's going off of, I don't remember what it was, $3,600 a month for our inmates if we brought them back. That's on the first page there, Dwayne. But the total would be the $43,000 if we brought our inmates back and housed them in-house. And then at 30 inmates from Sedgwick County at $55 per head per day, it's $594,000 a year. If we had 30 plus every day of the week, the 12 months. Which brings us to the profit of $637,200. If you look down, and this was, I losses per year, I just based that off of the small as I could go, just to get us up and going. And that's per year. It wasn't to be initially to get it going per month, I mean, the first month or whatever, but if you look at it, it's 635, so we're pretty much breaking even at 30 inmates.
But in year two, we would not have that much expense. This is just to open it up, restock everything, get the food, kitchen open.
Well, it'd
Then
be,
next year would expenses be substantially less?
yes, because the expenses I have on here are expenses that we have every year, Wayne,
Okay.
on the second page there.
Yeah. 635.
The only one that probably wouldn't be maybe as much, or it could be more, is the cost for the upkeep of the building itself. I put in here for Keith's costs.
Well, the main thing is to be able to hire enough people quick enough if they, that's what's hard to do, and
And they've made some changes.
especially with our changes with HR.
We've had pretty good luck with how our HR guy is doing
I
things.
know
We're
that.
getting people
I
hired,
don't mean
but,
anything bad about that. I mean, we're gonna have to go through the,
right.
I mean, we can't just go say, interview and say you're hired anymore.
Well, I like the idea that Dwayne says that we have a minimum, they pay us a minimum cost.
I'm sure
I,
that you
I
do.
can ask them, but with
Yeah.
the fact that they've been all over the state of Kansas, and there's a bunch of them, as you know, jails that are in the same predicament that we are, they're not gonna make that stipulation, Carla,
Well,
the
we
other
don't
ones.
wanna lose money on the deal.
I agree, that's the reason I brought this to you, because in a dream world, and I say that is because it would be mine, would be 30 plus inmates per day the whole year to
Right.
get this.
Well, I don't understand why we can't make the same stipulation that Junction City gives us.
Oh, you could, absolutely you could,
Then they
but
say no
they're
if they
they're
don't
probably
want
gonna
to.
tell us to pack sand. I mean,
Right.
they're not gonna.
Yeah, I'm just
It's a
saying,
negotiation.
And the truth of it is,
Sure,
it might-
sure. And-
maybe-
and-
maybe it's not a bad idea to do that, I don't know, but we need to see what they have to say. You know,
I guess my
we sure
thing
don't
is,
wanna get down the road to lose money, you know,
Right.
and go in a hole, you know, where we don't wanna go. And everybody else here does too.
right.
I mean, it's no secret.
I don't wanna make, or lose money for the county by any
Right.
means. I don't want to hire staff and then have to
After
fire
you-
them, and within a year, that's kind of the bad
remember-
taste in their mouth.
I remember
um,
last time.
But I guess the biggest reason I come to you today is to see for any reason this should go, hey, we're doing it, we need to do it.
No, I
Central
think we need
County.
to research it.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at all this. And the other
What do you
thing-
wanna do?
So do we,
Wait
did
just a
you
minute.
pick-
Would you let him finish what he was saying?
I wanna know what you would want me to do going forward, because I don't have the funds in my budget this year or next year, sounds like, to pay for this upgrade, or this,
Right,
going forward with this.
okay. Well, now you can speak about what you're,
oh, I would.
because you were gonna say the right stuff. I just want him to finish. Go on.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, I have to look at this and think through it, but I think that also, did you pick up the benefit cost? Because that's.
Yeah, I did. I went and talked to, Jody about it, and this is just, like I said, it's not the high figure. According to Jody, a rough idea, a single person is about $20,000 per person per year for your benefits. For married and kiddos, it's about 35 or 40, or she said probably double that, so 40.
That
So I
we're
took,
pay- That we're paying?
that we're paying, yeah.
Benefit.
So
2,200.
I took 30, being generous, because I don't know if I'm gonna hire somebody that is married with kids or single. It'd be nice to go through and say, oh, you're single, I'm gonna take you because you're a hell of a lot cheaper for the county. But you can't do that, unfortunately, with sometimes who we have to even hire.
Okay,
So that, for the 8 staff, Carla, that to get started, that is with benefits per year. And that's at the salary that we're paying, or the hourly rate that we're paying right now,
Yeah,
Including benefits.
including benefits.
okay.
so you believe a minimum of 8 to open it up?
Well, we're not gonna have, I mean, so you need 2 people per shift.
Okay,
Okay? Because if one person gets up from the control to go handle a fight, or if the inmates need something, someone needs to be there to run the board. So you have 2 per shift, and you have to have 4 on that particular shift because they rotate. Get what I'm saying? Like Monday, Tuesday, these 2 would be on. Wednesday, Thursday, while they're
They work
resting,
12-hour
the
shifts,
next one,
12-hour
right,
shifts.
12-hour shifts. It'd be the same thing for the night. So to even get running, you have to have 8. I would have 10 to start out with, because I have already in place, I have 2 staff that are there that are corrections right now. But somebody has to train them. Someone has to be here with them. You can't just hire 8 people and put them into this kind of environment and
Right.
not have any kind of training.
So we got anybody that can train?
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I would say, about the cost of $635,000 to open, we initially hire, we're not gonna eat that all in 1 year.
No.
We're gonna have
It's-
income to
right.
offset that a little bit,
Sure.
so,
Sure.
that would kinda, I don't know how the numbers would work, I'm not the numbers person and I'm not working in my head very well, but
I don't wanna come here and be a negative nanny about it, because the bottom line is like we've all said, we need butts and bunks, as I've always said. But I wanna make sure that we're doing the right thing, and
Right,
we're not losing money for the county.
right,
right.
I like the idea.
More than what,
of-
I mean, we're not losing money, we have to have a jail right now.
Right.
We just don't wanna exceed what we're already paying to have a jail and facility run.
Mhm.
so 30 is a lot of inmates,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Or they
We've
just-
had, we've had 48 to 50.
I remember the
My
days
day.
and they would transport anywhere from 30 to 35 a day, just bring
In
it
and
out,
out,
and we book them in.
yeah.
So are they
Yeah.
talking 20 or 30 or?
I told them 20 would be to,
But we won't break even at 20,
No.
will we? we can do it, we can't break even at least.
Well, and the only way to do that is 30,
Yeah,
at that rate at $55 a day.
Okay, well, see what they have to say. and-
I'll talk to him. I just wanted, I guess, to see what,
negotiate a higher rate maybe, if that might be, I mean.
well, and negotiations are always great, but I can tell you, going back, Dwayne, when we were paying 40, which at the time back then, $40 wasn't breaking even. When the county paid in every year at the end of the year to the jail, $250,000 out of general, we weren't breaking even
Yeah,
for years.
yeah,
But we had inmates in here,
yep,
and they
People
were,
working.
they liked to come here. We had people employed,
we were losing less money. We weren't breaking even, but we were losing less.
Right.
Is that
Right.
essentially?
But in
Yeah.
a sense, we're helping people out with jobs.
True,
You know,
exactly, we're helping the economy locally.
Right. All right, well, let's,
and I haven't sit down and looked at the number, but what I have kind of in my brain, per year right now as we sit currently, to operate the jail or the building, or it gets to be the jail, and then the few staff is about $210,000.
okay.
So don't we pay, $185 a day for the juveniles? Isn't it some huge number like that? $185?
Per-
Above our minimum,
185?
yeah, so
No,
why,
Don't sound
77
right.
or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's,
It's,
So
it,
it's a
it,
huge
and then it,
yeah.
compared to the number
Well,
of
the number of
workers?
beds
Sure.
we have is huge.
sure. And there's, I mean, we still have a meeting to do with that,
That's Thursday, I think.
Yeah. yeah,
Maybe.
so.
Okay, well,
But I wanted to put these numbers in front of you.
I would
and-
rather,
I appreciate it.
these kind of inmates versus
I would too.
juvenile. by a
They're,
long shot. I just don't think we can do that juvenile deal. That's just not,
I've talked to, a few people, that have been in this type of, with the juveniles. I did it for 5 years, but the person I talked to was 30+ years, and they said, bad idea.
yeah,
It would cost us more than what,
in the long run, it sure, yeah.
than-
Things will crawl out
But
of the woodwork.
as you
Yeah,
said,
we need
I would
to-
rather have a bunch of men, and I'm not downplaying kids or women or anything like
Right.
that, but men, they get over stuff, they come in, they wanna serve their time and be done with it. They don't wanna cause a ruckus for the most part, they just wanna serve their time
There are
and
a
get their
few.
goodies, and, oh, sure, absolutely, we,
Remember
had
the
our
guy
fair
that
share.
tore the monitor and the TV off the
the sprinklers, I mean, we could
Yeah.
go, yeah.
Horror
And
stories.
They're,
I'll
they're,
never
they're
forget that day you
inmates
come in
and,
here.
and they don't have anything better but 24/7 to
Right.
tear
Yeah.
crap up and
All right,
so,
well,
Well, this is the first time I've really seen any of these numbers or anything.
I just put them in front of you. I just literally did it the other day, Carla.
So I guess my gut feel is that, you know, I would say if you pay us the guaranteed 30 prisoners, and then everything up above that, you pay us as well, so that we at least cover our costs. I'm really against doing anything that makes us lose money just to have people in there.
Well, we lose less money. I think is what Russ might be
Well, that-
saying, at 20. We'd have some income, but it wouldn't, I
Right.
mean, we're losing money now.
maybe it could turn into something, I mean,
If we take them on for 20 at $55 a day per inmate, then hopefully, I mean, because they do like us, they talk nothing but good stuff about our jail. It continues and it builds when
Yeah.
we make this a better thing. But then again,
Well,
like I said, I
see, what-
just,
the main thing is see what they have.
well,
to
I'll
say.
talk to them.
Yeah,
I'll talk
yeah.
to them, but I wanted to get it in front of you guys and let you guys
Okay.
know, if we go forward,
Yeah,
we'll have to come up with some.
Well, can we talk about this again next week?
Sure,
Is that-
whatever he finds out.
yeah, hopefully they have new information.
I can come
by
back to
then.
you. I'll reach out to them throughout the week.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
You're on the agenda.
yeah.
I'm good. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yep.
I'll let you know if I have questions.
Oh, yeah. I figured, them numbers are good, I'm telling you. They come from a good brain. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
If you have questions, I wonder. Okay, Chris,
That's not permanent. inmates.
Morning.
Hey,
Morning.
So,
Or you need him, nothing. How was your day yesterday?
Hot.
Commissioners call at 5 o'clock or say, hey, you get out here and work on this highway.
At least you finally got to see one.
what happened?
See, I didn't know, you know, I've heard for years about the deal on
The
Old
heaves.
Lady One and how they pop up, and I thought, that can't be that damn bad.
Where was that?
And I hit one yesterday, and I thought, holy criminy.
So what happens is on these old roads, and it's not just ours. The KDOT deals with it too. You get joints and stuff, and moisture gets in it or whatever, and it gets this hot and humid, and it just goes up like this. And at some point, it finally just flops
Pops.
open, and it makes a giant heave in the highway. And
Big speed bump.
this one was big too.
Yeah,
So where was it at?
On the old highway.
in your territory.
Well, did you get a call?
No, I hit it.
He's the one that found it.
He's the one that found it?
Yeah.
Where was it at?
Just past,
Granite, just north of Granite.
you know
Between
where all them
Granite-
houses are on the curve on Old 81?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just
Just
South
a
of
little
there?
bit south. of
2/10 of a mile, probably.
So you're south of Granite, between Granite and K-18?
North of Granite.
there.
North of Granite?
Yeah.
So what do we do to repair it?
We have to dig them up.
Just
Saw
back
cut them,
over
dig
on
them up.
Sunday and-
You saw him out there?
No, but I met him, I called him, I said, hey, I don't know if this is warrants being bad enough, but I said, it hit pretty hard.
Mhm.
And, he went out there, and then I went on home, I wasn't gonna be their boss.
So, you fixed it yesterday?
We had to. There's going to be an accident if we didn't.
Maybe one now, I might need a new front end of my vehicle,
Wow.
sue the county.
I'm
So
sure
you
there's
found
going to
this-
be more to come this week.
You
I
found that
noticed
yesterday afternoon? About what time?
something like it, 4:35.
I've noticed some between the racetrack and my corner, but it's just one of those things.
Right.
It happens, you know, like.
I mean, they've talked about them for years here, and I thought, well, they can't really be that bad. I don't understand how it could be that bad. And then I hit one yesterday, and I thought.
And that one was actually pretty mild compared to some, but it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
we'll be doing that probably all week, potentially next week.
They'll start popping up, especially
Oh,
as hot
yeah.
as it's gonna be today.
And we still were able to leave 2 of them doing ditches and tubes, so it'll just go that'll go just a little slower, but still
Good.
moving.
Well, I hop on 81 north of Granite. When I come here, should I not have seen it?
It's
Do you
fixed.
take Granite Road between
We
the,
fixed it last
You
I
night.
take the bumpy Granite Road.
They fixed
Wow.
it last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was fixed to the point I would never know it was broken.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
Well, thank you.
I can't wait to take Granite Road.
I wished I would've called you instead and said, come drive up this road, Carla.
Yeah.
They're bad. They're bad when they happen.
But I
No,
think
I
you guys
didn't
are on
call
the track
it.
of something,
Forgot.
the Granite Road, you know, last year when you tried to smooth that, it didn't take. I think we got leftover material this year, you know.
And that's our plan again.
Fantastic.
All right, so
Plan again.
we got this,
I'll go slowly.
policy. What do you,
Yep.
have you been through it?
Yep,
Over?
I did go through it with Joe kind of when they first put it together, a month ago probably. We did review it. He changed a few things in it, you know, mainly just wording, I think is all it was.
Wording and just verifying everything was correct.
Yeah,
Okay,
and then this is kind of what the end result looks like for moving forward with that, if that's something you guys want to do
right.
still.
I think we do because every time I see those vehicles sitting there,
Mhm.
So I think this is, correct me if I'm wrong, a change from when we last discussed, because we aren't gonna do,
Mileage, we're just gonna do a monthly,
Just a
Flat
flat
fee.
fee.
Mhm.
right,
they kinda went back and forth with the auditor and
Right.
stuff like that, trying to figure out the best.
what would work best for us and her and Jody and everybody involved to keep it as simple as we can
Right.
without as many complications.
So this is, paying $75 per person, right?
Mhm.
Per month.
Not per person, but per
Per
blade
grader.
guy,
Grader.
yes,
So for the 8th,
yes.
no, 9, we have 9.
Well, it'll be 8.
Okay, because one is based out of Minneapolis, is
Yep,
that why?
one is based out of the shop.
So the reason we're doing this is we figure it's more cost efficient than having the pickups, help me a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they sit, and we do as much maintenance and care as we can on the sites, and then they still get pack rats or mice and stuff like that, and just
You know, they don't drive-
repairs.
They don't drive them every day.
Yeah, these trucks were bought on a whim, and we've dumped a lot of money in them. Continue to dump a lot of money in them,
Much more than 75 a month.
and then on top
So,
of
and the thing-
insurance,
and-
I
and
don't
the-
know what
and-
they cost. But
And to the previous commissions, just so they understand what we're doing here, the concern was liability.
correct,
But we've got that taken care of
correct.
here, so.
Because that's how it used to be when I very first started. It was that way, honestly, all the way up to what, 6 years ago,
Yeah.
probably is when it started. 5
Right.
years ago.
Right. So anyway, will be a lot less maintenance on old junk vehicles, a lot less. everything.
Insurance.
Insurance, tires.
So you worked out the numbers and you feel like it's cost efficient?
I think so. I mean, we had a few concerns that, if they had to go do a project, that was gonna be weeks long or something, where they were out cutting trees or something, we'd do something different there,
But we
Sure.
could-
go
we
pick
could
'em
keep
up.
a couple of the pickups back for that purpose.
Yes.
Or-
Mobilize people to the site.
Some of them we were gonna keep. I think we're gonna end up keeping like 1 or 2 of them out of the best ones that we still have a couple spares. That way, if some go down in the yard, we do still have a spare.
Yeah.
But compared to having that many sitting around,
Right.
and we lost one of them in a flood.
Well, I just did the math, at 8 of them, 8 pickups, at $75 a piece, we'd be paying $600 out per month. And motor, blown motor, transmission, whatever,
Insurance.
would eat that.
Yeah.
And then we're getting rid of insurance and tires and all that stuff on the pickups. I think it's probably a cost-effective way to go. Still do. We did a year ago, we thought it was good. Now we got the policy worked out.
Okay. Want me to sign it? What do you think? You all right for this?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at the repair of those vehicles or anything to know, but if you tell me that you feel like it's cost efficient,
Oh, there's some of them we've had to pull rear ends and pull axles out of and weld rear ends back
You
up.
gotta remember, we bought them on Purple Wave, and somebody's getting rid of them for that reason.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
so I guess first we need to approve this policy.
I believe so. Yes.
So we need,
Okay.
I'll move to approve, the personnel policy 40.07
I would second that.
related to, not reimbursement, but paying, for personal use, personal vehicle, paying employees for personal use of their vehicles, for the motor grader operators.
Yeah.
Well,
grader
this,
for-
I'm sorry, this policy is,
Oh,
there's
it's,
a little
it's
hard-
universal,
Your original motion, which is to approve personnel policy 4007, would be
sufficient, okay.
Yeah.
You wanna repeat that and we re-second?
Okay, so I'll move that we approve, personnel policy 40.07.
And I will second that motion.
moved and seconded to approve, personnel policy, 4007. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
And then from there, after that, being that's settled up, we'll get them all gathered up and get them back to the yard and move forward on the Purple Wave with
Don't forget
everything.
the rendezvous and whatever that white unit is
We
up
did
front.
get that out there for them. I spoke with that department. We got it transferred out there. We got the health department's one. We got it out there for them too.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Good.
Well, here's, this, I signed this page. Is that all you want the whole thing or just?
Alright, just go ahead and sign that page, and if you wanna give the whole thing, just put it in that purple folder. We can just.
cause it'll go
it'll go
directly to
right-
her.
All right. How about I just give it all back to you there? Damn it. Okay.
Other than that, that's all I got.
Thank you.
Keep shaving off heaves. Hopefully they'll
What do you call them?
heaves.
Heaves?
Heaves?
Yeah.
Heaves.
Some of them you call viaduct, I suppose. They get that big, but
I'll tell you what, I thought it was a viaduct.
Speed bump.
yeah.
So I did have somebody stop me and they were saying how a block culvert affected them being able to harvest their crop.
Hmm.
Excuse me, was there what?
How a block culvert affected them harvesting their crop.
Yeah.
I know where you're at. I talked with him on it.
Yeah.
And so,
No way, shape or form could they get to it.
I mean, it's,
I had dried up a little bit and they got half of it.
yeah, I
think.
mean, it's as we
That
go.
last
I mean,
report.
I mean, I'm not
cause that
giving
one,
Chris any trouble at all.
we need 3 pipe and cleaning that one out and cleaning a box out on that one. It's more than digging out a pipe.
There's a lot of,
Yeah, I think, I don't know, you're the guy that does the prioritizing, but if you think these heaves in the Old 81 are more traffic hazards, you know, that's affecting a lot more people than a guy not being able to harvest his wheat on 20 acres.
'Cause like I said, we're still moving forward with the 2
Yeah.
guys doing ditches and tubes, but it is just 2 guys
Yeah,
currently.
It's all important, and I don't wanna diminish the guy that can't get to his wheat to cut it, you know, that's his bread and butter, but,
so you don't
Can't
do
tell me
anything
can't go through the
preventatively
ditch
for these
somewhere.
heaves, you just wait till they
can't go
appear.
through a ditch somewhere.
If we can catch them fast enough when we're doing
you know,
asphalt, we will.
concrete's right in
But
the corner, I think.
you could drive down that road this morning and not find a single one of them, and by 5 o'clock in the afternoon,
Yeah.
you could have one that's exploded. It can happen that fast. There's been times they happen in the middle of the night.
I would've seen it, I took that road to Junction City, and I know I would've seen it on the way if it was there.
There's been some that have been found in the middle of the night, and dispatch is called at 2 o'clock in the morning. And we just gotta go
Just
out there
happens.
and get them.
Alright, well, thank you, and,
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
yeah.
Oh, can I ask about this bridge report? So tell me what you, I was looking through it for the first time.
Mhm.
So what are we supposed to focus on? Like, when we get this inspection report, we as a commission, what should we look at? What should we be concerned about, or tell me how I'm supposed to analyze this?
Nothing, let him do his job.
I mean, it comes down to there's some things we can do, and there's some things we cannot. We don't have the equipment, let alone the manpower, or some of it, the certification to do.
So I think I sent you an email about the ones that are highlighted. Are those
Mhm.
things that you can do maintenance on?
I didn't even look through that book at the ones you sent me the email on yet.
Okay.
Good.
What do you do with this book?
What?
What do you do with this book, Scott?
It's right here,
I know, but
and I look at it once in a while, and I let him,
Cause some of them I never have gotten. I've talked with some of the KDOT inspectors, and we've applied for certain bridges, and we're like, well, you guys have this one listed as this, but, and they're like, well, it'll never qualify, it'll never get selected. I'm like, well, you still have as a fractured critical. And they're like, yeah, and I'm like, so why doesn't it fit the bill for this?
the
And they're like,
criteria.
and
Uh-huh.
they're like, oh, it's actually in really good shape, it's just weight limit.
Oh,
It's
So there's just a
sometimes
lot
is
of-
what some of them come down to. The state, when they switched everything over to begin at the first of the year to change everything, it was, I'm gonna make up a number. It was like 100 things they had to look at on each bridge. Well, they took 25 off, but they added like 50 or 60 more inspection pieces on it. And then instead of documenting it the way they do, they have to all input it all in a new deal. And they're changing the criteria of how that's done to where there's counties that aren't getting them done in an appropriate amount of time, so if you don't have it done in an appropriate amount of time to be for what they call your annual inspection, you don't get to qualify to submit for an off-system bridge or something like that. They're trying to encourage people to make sure they get done on time.
alright.
okay.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Yep, thanks, guys.
I'll talk to you more about this bridge report so I understand it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, they're out in the hallway there, you wanna call them in? pleased.
Hey guys,
Hey,
Hello?
Scott,
How's it going?
pretty good. How you guys doing?
Oh, wonderful.
Staying cool?
how are you doing? Better?
Feeling better. I'm trying to get, if I cough, I apologize. I'm trying to get over the cough. But I'm not sick. So, you be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
that was a sheet one of our members put together. As you can see on there on our 2027 budget, we're asking for 154,414. That is a 16% increase above the ad valorem amount. In a recent history, the budget was in 2024 was 79,664. 25 was 133,116. Then the budget for this year was 126,034. And then we're requesting the 154,414. If you'd go back a couple years before that, our budget was already at that point. I'll have a number here for you in a second. In 2020, our budget was 136,500. In 2021, we kept it at the 136,500. Proposed budget for 2022 at that time was 150,000. So we've been at this point before.
Did that include payoffs of the building?
No.
That wasn't for the building fund, that was totally
Nope,
separate?
that was separate. Okay. Everything's gone up lately, you know that. Insurance costs have gone up, utilities, vehicles, maintenance. Looking at the rescue equipment, we've got approximately $40,000 for a set of jaws. The actual figure as of May 10th of this year was $37,550, and it's gone up by then. It's going to go up before we get it purchased. Protective gear, we've got ambulances with upkeep on those. We've talked about a tanker truck replacement, either being a used truck or possibly looking at a new truck. One we looked at the other day, the new tanker truck was, that particular truck was $550,000. Of course, you can get used trucks less than that, but they've got miles and you don't know the care that they've had. They're in the fire service, they get used hard and probably put up wet. Brian went down to the Bennington State Bank and the Citizens Bank in Minneapolis here. If we were looking at doing a lease to own purchase, or lease to purchase agreement. If we put out $100,000 down at 5.369% interest, our annual payment would still be $58,000 for a 5-year loan.
For a new one, right?
Pardon?
For the
Yeah,
new
like,
truck.
so for a $250,000 loan, if we put down $150,000 of our own money,
Okay,
for a 5-year term it's $58,334. If we do a 7-year term, it's $44,306.
but this is for the new tanker truck.
That's for the new tanker truck. That's through Bennington State Bank at 5.369% for a 5%, and a 7-year term would be a 5.699%. Now, I'm sorry, Bob, to
Go
interject,
ahead.
but the Citizen State Bank, they're fairly close to that same. I have both of them here if you would guys want to look through them. Different various prices, how much money we would put down versus how much money we're borrowing, and so many years. It's really close. It's apples and apples really compared from the Citizen State Bank to the Bennington State Bank.
How long would that be? The 58,000 per
The
year?
the 58,000 was for a 5-year loan.
Okay.
If we was to borrow 300,000 and put 100,000 of our own cash down, the payment goes up to a 5-year term of 70,290.
That's half your budget. That's half your budget request.
So that's what I'm saying, yeah. We do have money in the reserves where we could come up with the money to put down, but we can't come up with the money to purchase the whole truck. We don't have that money. Our truck right now, currently, well, we talked about our jaws. The last time our jaws was made was in 1974. That's how old they are. They don't even work on these new cars anymore. We struggle with them. I hate to say that. We still go out and we try to do what we can with them, but they're just old.
I would think the new cars would be more fun. The old jaws ought to work better on the new
Now,
cars,
they make
than
'em-
sheet metal.
They make them safer for, well, the outside.
They're heavier.
They make them
Long
safer
ways.
for you to be in, but harder for us to
Yeah.
get you out of it. Now, the tanker truck that we got, that we're talking about, is a 1981 model. We just, here recently, not very long ago, we had the water pump replaced on it. We couldn't even get it replaced. Matter of fact, we had to send it off to get it repaired. They didn't even make parts for the truck anymore. When we were coming over here to this house fire, yeah, I lost brakes in it. I took it right straight back to the shop and said, we need to work on it. It's just old and just like me, broken down. That truck there, if we take it out of service, then the ISO ratings change and the taxpayers are gonna feel that. What we're trying to replace that truck with is an exact duplicate, same size, same pump size. That way our ISO ratings don't change. If it gets to be a bigger pump size, more water, that could help the ISO, but we need to keep it at the exact same as what it is.
The Tesco Fire Department has an extra pumper truck. Is there a tank on it, or a big tank? I don't know.
It has to be at least 2,500 gallons or more, and at least a 750 GPM pump or bigger.
So Tesco does not meet that.
Their pump wouldn't have 2,500 gallons on it. Their pumper truck. More than likely, they have either 700 or 1,000 on it.
You're being pretty silent over here, Carla.
Well, I was letting them present it. since-
Okay.
Now, I did look with forestry and stuff like that. There's not a whole lot out there available. And what we were trying to do is Carla came over and visited with us here a while back, and we talked about getting a plan together, 20-year outlook. And what we were trying to do is keeping our trucks, our vehicles at about a 20-year rotation. I think we could probably get away with a 20-year rotation, but if we buy a used truck that's already 20 years old, well, then that just kind of throws that rotation out the window. The newest truck that we have, I think, on our department right now currently is a 2007. And the oldest one is probably either our military's or that tanker.
So it needs to be 2,500 at least,
At
and
least 2,500 gallons and at least a 750 gallon minimum pump.
per minute.
Yeah, a 750 gallon qualifies you for a structure fire. So we can use that also as a structure fire truck. It helps your ISO ratings because you can show how much water you can bring and what kind of fire you can fight.
Right.
And I'd empty that tanker in 3 minutes or 4.
Really?
750 gallon per minute,
Yeah,
that's moving some water.
it is.
do realize that buying something used is, you just never know what you're getting anymore.
Well, what I looked at on the used, they have 100,000 miles on them, and they still want $250,000 for a used truck.
Yeah.
And it's a 2000 and, well, I don't know what you did with them, but I've got several of them that shows the prices on them. And you sit there and you cringe your teeth. It's like, why is a used truck cost as much as, almost as what a new one does? But it's the same thing if you go to town and go buy a used car. I think you can buy a new vehicle cheaper than you buy a used car anymore.
And there's nothing available through the Forestry Service for tanker?
Not that would fit our need for a tanker. I know Minneapolis bought a tanker truck here several years ago, a new one, and when I was talking with Mike, he even told me that the price is like almost doubled since they bought one. Everything in the fire industry has just gone through the roof. Our bunker gear now, I just got a quote for it. It's about $5,000 for coats and the pants or something like, or $3,800 maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
For the
For just-
coat and pants. That's not boots, helmet.
Top and bottom, yeah.
Have you
I think
tried
it's
any-
5,000 for everything.
Have you tried any grants or anything?
Oh, I've been writing grants left and right. Matter of fact, I just got denied one of the big grants. We just, it didn't make it through the second phase, but yeah, we've been successful on a lot of the smaller grants, not very much successful on the big grants, and there's not a lot of big grants out there.
So, or does North Central Kansas Planning Commission have any?
I hired them and it didn't go through. Wasn't it the North Central Kansas that I
Yeah.
hired?
North Central Regional Planning?
Yep.
Hired them?
Yeah, I hired them and we wrote a grant.
You hired them?
We hired a grant writer.
through them to write a big grant for us.
Mm.
And she did, but it didn't make it through the second phase of it. She's also was writing grants for Bennington, the city of Bennington, and I think maybe some over here from Minneapolis also, the same gal.
The one for the city was a different gal, but it's the same,
Same outfit.
yeah.
So, when I look at the Kansas statutes, it basically says that, the Board of the County Commissioners is the governing body on all the fire districts. And so we're supposed to, we obviously approve all the ad valorem requests for all the fire districts, so.
Right.
And I guess, one of my concerns is that when this was according to the Kansas statute, it says that the county treasurer is supposed to be, maintain the funds unless it's redirected to do so. So, do you know how many years ago that you pulled the money out of from the county treasurer and started doing your accounting separately?
Or
Yeah,
For our
so,
fire department separately?
yeah,
You see, I've been on for 40 years and it's been before that.
you have always maintained your separate
Yes.
records, so they must have given you that authority before. So, when I was reading up on the Kansas law, and it says, it says one person cannot simultaneously hold the positions of fire chief and treasurer. So, that's what the Kansas statute says. So, I know that's the case in your fire district. Do you have anyone?
We don't have anybody beating down a door to become either one of those.
I understand that.
But there is applications, and I will gladly give you guys one if one of you guys wanna step up. and
Join?
Be on our board, yeah.
I just think it's,
I don't see why there'd be a conflict in those two, but
well, you can look it up. It says under Kansas law, a county fire district cannot have a separate treasurer, meaning one person cannot simultaneously hold the positions of fire chief and district treasurer. By statute, the county treasurer automatically serves as the county treasurer and custodian of all funds for county fire districts. So, you know, we do have 3 fire districts that the county treasurer keeps all the books. And I told your board this, the advantage of having the county treasurer do it is that they would present you a budget every month. So you would know your financial condition every month, like your cash balance and your expenditures on a monthly basis. You'd have, that would be available to you.
We already know that, Carla. We already
Yeah.
have that.
We've already got that.
You guys present a financial statement every month to your board?
Yeah, every
Yeah.
month.
When I was there, I didn't receive one.
But you didn't
You
actually get
received
one.
the agenda, you didn't receive the financial information. The board members got it.
Well, I guess,
We get one handed to us every month.
so you have a financial statement handed to
Yes.
you every month, and they know what cash balance is every month?
Absolutely. How much money we have in our reserve, how much money we have in our checking account, and our bills to be paid.
Well, I know in the past that you have intermingled the capital outlay with the operating account.
What we did before is we put everything in a savings account and pulled money out of our savings account into the checking to pay the bills. That's what we've done before in the past. That's when we don't do that anymore since you came to us and said that, not to do it that way. So now every money that we get from the county goes into the checking, and everything that's in our savings account is separated from that.
So your general operating in 2026
Just out of the checking account.
is all. So when I worked up your budget for 2025, you exceeded budget authority, and I tried to explain that to you.
Right, that was because
Yeah.
we took money out of our reserve into the checking, so it showed that we went over the budget authority. Actually, that money that paid for that went over, came out of the reserves.
We've
That's
all,
what that's what I tried to tell you that time when we did that money that came from the reserve fund, not from, it's just all was into one.
we've all learned a lot this year.
Yeah,
And with that, learning how to do better function, so they're more clear, more
Presentable.
presentable, yeah. That's not hard to do. We can do that. That's easy.
yeah.
You guys have a copy of your last month's financial statements, you know?
I don't think I brought one with me. Did you bring one with you? I don't think I got one with me.
I think that's all for this meeting.
The thing I think Carl is driving at, when the clerk does this, or when the treasurer does this, it actually shows each fund, you know, the percentage that you have left. It's very easy to
Percentage
understand
wise.
what you got left, what you spent, what the balance is.
Yeah, but we're there.
Okay. Do you have it with you?
Is this it? Is it?
I think that's it. I didn't
This was
get
just
one.
bills to be paid.
Just a moment, please. Wasn't expecting you to ask for that, I guess.
This just tells us what our total bank accounts was back in, that's July 9.
Okay, that's the EMS.
There's this. There's a CD on there.
And that's
Eisenhower
bank-
CD.
Eisenhower CD, yep.
That was dated when? July 19th.
Yep, July 9th.
Okay. Can we make a copy of this?
Yeah.
Okay. You're good at running the copy, Carl. I'm gonna defer to you.
Out of paper. Every time I use it, it's out.
You must have printed this morning.
No,
Is
not
the tanker truck the only thing you guys really grant for, or applied for a grant?
Well, no, I mean, I wrote grants for lots of stuff, like for the JAWS, I've been writing grants for.
And it was all denied?
Oh, just didn't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, we did get a grant for radios. We purchased a bunch of radios. I got a grant for, a fan, structure fire fan and some scene lights. I got a grant there, but you're talking, you know, $8,000, $12,000 grants.
What year did you say your tanker was?
It's
Your
81.
number? 81?
Yes. Pretty sure it's an 81, it's 81 or 82, but I think it's 81.
Older. Well, with our utilities going up, our insurance went up 10% last year. Bill from CVA was up 3%, Evergy was up 6%, and Twin Valley was up 4% for the year. So that's an increase of roughly 6% on if you average it out.
Could you
Pardon?
run those numbers by me again, Bob?
The
Insurance?
insurance went up 10%. And I guess I do have a dollar figure here.
Insurance went up 10%.
Yeah.
Somebody gave, who got a fire truck given to them? Casket?
Casket,
How'd they fall in that bucket?
they won't tell you.
Was it through a bank?
Huh?
Was it through the bank?
No,
No.
they got a truck from Hutchison, but I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
From 2024 to 2025, insurance went up from $16,951 to $18,101, which was up $1,700, which is about 10%. CVA, like I said, it was up a dollar amount of $172 difference, which was 3% different. Evergy was up just, well, from 8,902 to 9,482. So that was up 6%.
What were those numbers, 8,900 and 94?
8902 to 9482, which was 6% for Evergy. Twin Valley service went up $93, which was a 4% increase for the year between 24 and 25.
So now this does show your cash balances, but it doesn't really show your, like, year-to-date expenses or anything.
Oh, I didn't, yeah, you didn't ask for the year-to-date expenses. We can get that. You might have the year-to-date expenses on that.
Don't
sheet
know that I
someplace.
do.
I think Laura's got it written down what we spent year-to-date.
That's what came up with.
It's on that one paper.
Well, how do you guys feel about the fire chief being treasurer?
I think that was year-to-date expenses.
I mean, we're a small community. I mean, I know that by law, somebody's law, that's probably, I mean, I don't ever have a problem with it, but
Well, I know you don't have anybody beating down the door to be treasurer, to be on the board, but have you tried to solicit people, you know, find somebody that would be willing to serve? I mean, that's the backbone, is finding people that are willing to serve in any volunteer organization.
We've
It's
tried to
real-
get
it's real
younger
tough.
guys on the board, and they always have something they gotta do at home, so.
Anytime, since I'm the fire chief, anytime that there's anything that deals with money, like when we're going, I always step away. I don't vote, the board does. So I never make a motion on any of that. To try to keep that separated. I would love someone to take over the board, or the treasurer position. I've said it many a times, but we just can't seem to get anybody to even join
Yeah.
the fire department, let alone get on the board.
Well, I agree with Scott. I don't suspect any wrongdoings or anything
Well, I
trust
don't
you
think
guys.
I've ever said that. I don't think there's any intent to deceive
Right.
or anything.
Well, and I
But it's
know
just the
that
appearance,
things need to be by this and this, but
yeah.
You know,
when
I
you
know-
have, just like what you guys say, nobody volunteering, nobody knocking down the door to do the work, sometimes it's better to do it yourself and, I mean, I don't know.
I know we're not the only department out there that does that. I know Sling County has their own chief as treasurer, and they do that stuff too. Is it right, I mean, is it a perfect world? It's not. I wish it would be differently, but
There's a lot in our small county that has to operate that way because it may not be the most ideal straight up way it is, but
we do the best to get by is what we do.
Small entities have to wear a lot of hats.
You guys still have an accountant though, right?
We do.
So it's
Yeah.
not technically.
No, we
you're
hire
paying
her,
the bills.
right. She does all the billing.
You're just as on the seat
Yes.
as the treasurer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she does all the billing.
Just clarification.
That doesn't give me as much heartburn as a 16% increase in the budget. That is tough.
We are doing a worksheet, we've started a worksheet, I should clean this up a little bit. That worksheet has the trucks listed on it and major purchases, which will include groupings of bunker gear, radios,
Safety equipment.
other equipment. Yeah,
the thing about all that stuff, you don't need it until you need it. And then
gotta have it,
or you're in trouble.
yep,
Is there an expiration date on bunker
Yes.
gear?
yes,
10 years.
10 years.
and a lot of it's out of date.
Most everything besides the jaws, I wouldn't say, but most of that safety equipment is has expiration dates. They like your airbags that we've used to lift up your car, those have expiration dates. Our air packs that we wear have expiration dates. We have to get those tested and certified. And, you know, on top of that, when we talk about that kind of stuff, it's just like anything else, guys, you know that. Things change in 10 years, so when something gets 10 years old, yeah, you can't even get parts for some of that stuff anymore because they've already come up with something new.
Right.
That's where we were with our old SCBA's,
We're that way with our jaws even.
they were just old and
They don't make the mask for them, Scott packs.
Yeah, I guess the hardest part for me is, you know, we met in April and I've been trying to get this worked out, both the budget and the capital improvement plan, so you guys have a way to successfully move forward. And I understand that you wanna buy a new truck and everything. I just wish that, you know, you would have presented this to us before today's the last day you can do over revenue neutral.
we were gonna be over revenue neutral when we started.
But because
The
I.
figures we showed you were above the revenue neutral rate.
No, not the information that I got from you for your budget.
No, they were. Maybe you didn't look at the right ones, we were
And
showing
there's
it.
we had 3 figures. We give you 3 figures.
One was 5%, one was 8%, and the one was 10% above at that time.
Well, I know I've reached out to you. We met in April, I reached out to you in May, I reached out to you in June saying we need to get this done. So
And we were working on that.
that's the hardest part for me is,
The way I was seeing it, you wanted us to come in under revenue neutral rate.
I wanted everything pulled together. I just wanted everything pulled together, your financial tight, to understand anything you were, to have a capital improvement plan to roll forward to,
And we're working on that for next year.
yeah.
It's not gonna get better. As
Yeah.
we go through this worksheet, it's gonna get a bigger difference.
That's just the hard part for me.
We don't
If-
know.
If every department, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
If every department would go through a worksheet like we've got started, going through all the trucks, calculating how long that truck life is, where they are in that truck life, and other equipment they've got high dollar value. I'm sure they would be in the same position, being up here asking for more.
What's causing ours to be the increase that you see is, like we talked about, just purchasing a truck. You know, that's 50, what did I say, it was 58,000 extra added onto that a year?
Yeah.
$58,334 added on to that in a 5-year term, every year for 5 years. I don't, you know, that's supposed to be the best rate that the banks can give a government agency. I don't know where else to go to get it cheap, other than maybe a grant, and, you know, those, sometimes you're successful and sometimes you're not.
If you extend that life out though, that would lower the dollar amount, but then you're also gonna have more loans coming in on top of it. So instead of having one loan that you're paying on, you're gonna have a couple more loans that you're paying on.
Well, I have a question about your 2026 budget of $126,000, and you give us the financials that you spent here. Is there a way of figuring where you're at percentage-wise? Because all of our department heads have a budget, and then we get a report from the treasurer each month, you know, if they're like a quarter the way through the year, their goal would be 25% or less through the year, and then at 6 months, they would be at 50% or less. Is there a way that you guys track your expenses through that? I mean, can you tell me where you're at in your budget of spending $126,000? A percentage-wise thing.
We had that paper, but
Yeah, I don't know that I have a copy of
I
it.
don't have a copy of it either.
Um,
It tells you how much money we've spent to date,
Right, or
Yeah,
what percentage?
we
of
have
it.
that.
Yeah,
but we didn't bring that with us.
okay. Cause I love seeing that we track it through each department of the county, and that way we know where we're at percentage-wise, you know, and they know, it helps the department head to know where they're at. If they're 6 months into the year and they're at 70%, you know, we gotta cut back somewhere, or, you know, there's a little pad somewhere. It's an invaluable tool, I think,
mhm.
and I think that's just really important to have.
We've kind of been lucky to the fact that for as long as I've been on the department, they've been tight with money and saved money and put money into the reserve. So a lot of those items that were a big repair item or something never even came out of that, it came out of that reserve. So it didn't affect our money that we got to pay the bills.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of like when we bought that ambulance, when Carla was talking about going over our budget authority, was because we took money out of the savings to purchase that ambulance to help the ambulance department out, because we all know where the ambulances are today with the struggling.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic about whether fire department money should go to EMS. You know, they're levying their service area, which is different than the EMS service
We're not
area.
charging them rent.
Yeah, I'm just saying from a taxing thing.
I don't know if there's a
They're in the
taxpayer
same
out there that
building,
would
too.
be upset about that, keeping the ambulance service there in Bennington.
Yeah,
But what it does, what we do cover for the ambulance is we cover the utilities at our department, which we're gonna have anyways. They usually buy all their supplies, toilet paper and paper towels, cause they're the ones that are living there the most. We did purchase the ambulances, the vehicles are under us. They're responsible for their own equipment. We pay the insurance on them, cause we own them, the vehicles. But we also own the ambulance service as well, the fire department does.
you govern.
Governor.
Governor.
Well, if the tanker truck was taken off of the table, could you guys function on last year's budget, on a flat budget? Take out that $58,000?
Yeah, we're just not gonna purchase these. We talked about a generator. We don't have a generator at our station. We talked about the jaws. We just won't have the money to purchase those things.
I think there's grants out there, I'd like to see more activity there.
Well, we've been writing.
Yeah.
Jim Davison is who my grant writer is. You guys might know him. He's been doing a pretty good job writing everything that he sees comes our way.
But not successfully though.
You know, we've won a lot of grants.
Have you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We've won a lot of grants, but not big ones.
Okay.
The big grants are the ones that are hard to, I think the bigger grants are just harder to get.
I've got a North Central Regional Planning meeting coming up Thursday. I'm gonna mention a grant for the generator, you know, if we can get that moved. Cause I think it's essential that we have generators stationed in outlying areas, Tescott, Bennington, Ada, you know, for cooling stations or just to function, you know, to keep things moving when we have outages. 3.5 days that we had last nasty storm, you know, was awful.
And the size of generator for our station would be a bigger generator, at least a 50K. We would operate our station. That's what we were looking at. And we got some prices.
Yeah, Jeff,
And it kind of makes you get a knot in your throat when you start looking at how much that stuff costs.
Jeff was up to 75 last I heard. So,
I will
75.
give that one gentleman that was, give him credit that he was as soon as after the storm, I went to the fire meeting and he was presenting potential grants, trying to find a generator, so I was grateful he was still working on that.
Jim, or who was it?
One of our guys was
I didn't know
looking
his
into it,
name.
Ryan.
Yeah.
We're in the process of trying to get prices for that stuff too, so we know exactly how much you would have to write a grant for, or how much it's gonna cost. Can't write a grant until you know
Yeah.
how much
Yeah.
everything's gonna cost.
Yeah, they like numbers.
Mhm.
I like numbers.
Is the tanker truck that you got now serviceable? You said the brakes were out, have they been?
We fixed it.
repaired?
Yes, I
So
mean.
It's running, it's serviceable?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd really like to kick that new one down the road. I don't think now's the time that we can really swing it with a 16% increase over last year. You know, if that's the sole cause of the increase,
How far down the road are you wanting to kick something like that?
I don't know, my crystal ball is broke.
Problem that I see about kicking it down the road is everything else that's ahead of it. It's gonna be at that stage of having to be replaced.
There may be a usement service in the meantime though too. That's my thinking, you know.
That's
New-
actually what I sent a message to a guy that, I don't know, it's not the same people that come up with that fire truck, but, anyway. Guy at ABI has some connection some way, I'm not sure, but anyway.
So I guess when I look at this, I'm a little concerned again, because, you're showing your savings account at $304,000, and at the end of the year, it was $223,000, so I feel like you aren't keeping those two monies separate again.
Where are you getting those figures from?
He
But-
copied, he got my copy.
Oh, I didn't hand it back to you?
I don't believe so. Yes, no?
Hey Brian, say you guys do get more people on the department and are willing to set on the board, how much does a new set of bunker gear cost for one person?
Total stat, about $5,000.
So say you guys got 5 people that you're ready to invest money in, isn't that $50,000?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's-
They have to have.
25.
20, yeah,
Sorry.
they have to have safety equipment for sure. But we've already got members now currently that need new bunker gear. So, if we would lose a firefighter in some old bunker gear that's not certified, I think we'd be in a lot of trouble.
My bunker gear is way out of date, but it still looks really good because I was on EMS
My
for
bunker gear is last made in 2007.
20-some years.
So,
So you got a year of that.
No,
No,
it's 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
2017, it's expired in
Oh,
2017.
yeah, I slept a digit.
But we do what we can because we don't have the money to do it. Where did that paper come from?
Carl.
I don't know where that come from.
See,
Where did you get this from?
I created it as part of your budget, but from the financial information I got from you guys.
Okay, well, I know this was what we give you here is current.
I know, but see, that's my problem is that current shows you have $304,000 in your money market, and at year end you had 223.
Right,
so
I'm
you
saying that this
transferred-
probably wasn't even right. But I mean, I can get with Laura and find out, she's got it all on her computer. We can look that up again. When we were going through a lot of that stuff, if you remember, that was when we were taking money from savings account. We carried no money in our checking account. We took money from the savings account into the checking account to pay the bills. That's when we started doing all that. So then we had to try to separate the money coming in and the money from the reserve.
Yeah, I guess because you have that 304,000 in your money market, it tells me that you put the ad valorem in there again instead of your
No.
operating account. Well, you started
It
with,
shows our checking account right here at 39,029.31.
yeah, that's your checking account.
Mhm.
But your year-end capital outlay account was 223,000. So there's 80 more thousand in your money market now, so that tells me that my normal assumption is that you put your ad valorem money in
We
there.
just need to go over it again because that's not what's going on.
Like I said, we're learning as we go.
I know.
I don't know when this took place. It would have been after the first year, obviously, right?
When
Yeah.
you got
I
those
guess the
numbers.
frustrating part for me really is that, I met with you guys in April, I contacted you several times in May, I contacted you several times in June.
And we were working on it, Carla.
Yeah.
You were wanting to be a part of it, is what you're saying? You wanted to be a part of us working on it? You were contacting us, telling us to go ahead and work on it, and that's what we've been doing, working on it and putting it together. Maybe we were misled, maybe we misunderstood that, maybe we thought, or you thought maybe you wanted to be a part of us working on that. We didn't know that. You were asking us to get
Well,
it together, so we were
I had
doing
questions
it.
about your budget and tying together all the financial statements, and that's why I was sending you emails.
What I would really like to see is the accounting year-to-date. So you know you've got 126,000 to spend. If you spent half of it, this is July, you're on target. We don't know where you're at on budget. Do you guys know where you're at on budget right now? How much you got left of that 126,000 in
I'd like to
budget?
ask Laura what we got in there.
I don't have that answer right at this moment.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna say it's probably that right there, because that's what's in our checking account, that's what money we moved into it.
You got 39,000 left?
That's
Is that
what
what you're saying?
do we get all our checks yet? We haven't got all our checks for the year, have we?
No.
So,
We don't get all of it at once, so we get it
You got,
broke down.
you got your major distributions in, January and May, and the other distributions are fairly low compared to.
but you know where your expenses are tracking. If you spent half of it in July, over a quarter, whatever it might be, you're on target or you're behind or you're
Yeah.
spending too much.
Insurance comes up late in the year,
Yeah.
so.
And that's what I'd really like to see, is to know where you're at on that, percentage-wise.
We can get you that.
Okay.
Matter of fact, you could even come and sit down with us maybe on a day, and
Okay.
I'll have Laura there, and we can go over all that stuff.
Okay.
I will need to, sorry, I will need to stress that today is the last day
Right.
for R&R intent, so sitting down, so once you guys set whatever the rate is gonna be, you can always go under, but you can't go over what you set today. So just figure that
Right.
today's the last day to give that to my office.
Well,
You asked if we could be at an equal rate. I assume you mean revenue neutral rate. if we didn't have a truck purchase on the horizon.
Or jobs, or any of those major purchases.
Yeah,
Well,
But-
you still have $211,000 in your capital outlay fund, so you're not, it's not like you can't buy your necessities.
We can, but I hate to deplete everything too
I
and not have
understand
any
that.
reserve
I
for
understand
anything
that
else that
too.
happens.
I would really like to see you guys at that revenue neutral, or the flat rate of $126,034 where you were last year.
In the year before, right? We've been that for the last 2-3 years in a row.
Actually, you were 133 the year before,
So
so 25.
the thing's going up and we're going down.
Well, I remember asking if you could do it, you know, without truck purchase, and you thought you could do it.
Without any major purchases,
Right.
yes.
Yeah. But you've got the $304,000 to come through that you could use for that, or grants, or a used truck, or whatever. There's other options available, I think.
so what are we gonna do next year?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
It's gonna be worse.
My crystal ball is broken. We've got to answer this year for the budget, today.
So today, to stay revenue neutral, the ad valorem dollars would be $126,000, and they'd have an additional $10,000 in motor vehicle fees. So they'd have $136,000 income in.
Okay.
That's the revenue neutral rate.
Okay. We want to make a motion then to that effect. You have the figures in front of you.
Well,
Is that what you're thinking?
I worked it up revenue neutral, based on the information I had from you guys initially, or what I believe was the information, so.
Listen. That's yours.
That is mine, those are the ones I generated, and, those are the ones I kept asking questions about.
So just to clarify, 'cause I'm not sure what you said, part of it, to stay revenue neutral, they would have to say they would not be able to collect any more ad valorem dollars of 126,034.
The ad valorem would be 126,033, yeah.
34.
Or 34 to stay at the rate.
Excuse me?
One,
Oh, I mean, you're doing a dollar less either way,
Yeah.
but yeah,
either way.
34 is neutral as well.
So what's the
Yeah.
budget authority?
The budget authority would be, 147,000.
594? 147, 594, is that what you?
593, I used 3, so. I think did I not send you guys this?
You did, but it's not
It's-
right.
it's four.
Different.
It's a rounding of a dollar, I'm sorry.
Well, no, I mean, in 26, it said 155,920, so the budget authorities went down.
Your budget authority in 2026 is 141,920.
Got 155,920
Yeah,
here.
I got 155,920,
Yeah, so
what
you
you
have to
gave us.
look, Commissioner, you have to actually look at the budget because they had a $14,000
Oh, I'm
cash
sorry.
reserve.
I have to look at the
So
prior
you
year.
have
Sorry.
155,920.
Okay, so that's right, all right.
All right. What are you gonna do?
I have not tried to be a stumbling block in any way in this process.
You-
I have
You've
just-
helped us tremendously.
I have just tried to bring clarity and bring everything together.
We've learned more in this process this year than I have in the previous 25 years, so.
Since it is so late, today we have to sign off on all budgets. And, it's hard for me because it's not like I don't think you need equipment. I don't think you need, but I think that waiting till this last minute puts us in an awkward position. I mean, I would literally have to redo your budget real quick and, So, and I guess also, when you decided that you needed 154, I wish you would have called me in to say, hey, let's come and discuss this before Monday, so I would have a thorough understanding of it. Not that I'm more important than anyone else, I don't mean like that. It's just I've been trying to pull all the fire district budgets together.
I just can't in conscience go with a 16% increase, you know, and if we get away from the truck, you know, yeah, you guys got good mechanics there, you can work on the old one, keep it going, you know, that type of thing. And then we'll talk about a new truck next year, I think, or a new used truck or something of that nature.
Well, I would love to be part of your capital improvement plan to see how you work that out, how your plan to turn all the equipment. I offered to help you with that. I think I offered in May.
I think it needs to be our figures, though.
Oh, I agree, I just wanted to see it.
Okay.
Do we need a motion then to adopt their budget? How do we do it?
No, you are not adopting any budgets
no budget.
today. We're gonna discuss fire district budgets and the road neutral plans later on in the agenda,
Okay,
so we could do that then.
okay,
But again, you are not adopting any budgets.
okay.
If you are gonna approve, something other than revenue neutral though, I'll have to get some paperwork from them.
Yeah. So I guess we just move on to Tammy then, to the budget discussion.
Yep, so this is for the county budget, the 2027 county budget. I provided a budget to you that, last meeting, you guys had city remain revenue neutral. So that's what that budget reflects. Just a quick, couple of quick things. That revenue neutral intent is due in our office today, in my office today by state statute. And I just wanna point out that this is the last year the state will pay for a revenue neutral rate. The notice of estimated taxes to go out past this, any entity that exceeds revenue neutral will have to pay for it. Which is not.
I'm sorry, what does that mean? Pay for what?
Currently, my office is being reimbursed for mailing those out.
Mailing.
Yeah, it won't happen anymore. But if you don't exceed revenue neutral, like, if you happen to live in an area that none of your entities, go over revenue neutral, you won't get notice of estimated taxes.
I see.
Okay.
It's only for those, so.
So it could be
that's
6 or 7, well, it's going up, so it could be 6 or 7 or 8,000 if we did send it out.
Yeah, it's cost of postage, I stuff them all myself, postage is the biggest cost.
All right,
So, but yeah, so that's the budget, so if you guys, this would be where if you were to make a motion for the R&R intent, and it's currently, the one I have in front of you is revenue neutral.
I might change my mind.
You're trying to be difficult.
I'm just trying to get somebody to smile around here.
It's been yeah. So, so we need a motion that the Ottawa County intends to be revenue neutral.
Yes, oh, and I just wanna remind you, this is for all the R&R intents today, and I know I just said it, but I wanted to make sure I said this. Whatever you set today, you can't go above, you can always go below. I would just, and I'll go for these and fire districts.
So, do you wanna approve each of the fire districts' notice of intent separately, since they're all separate budgets?
You won't have to for the R&R intent, you can.
As long as
you
they're
don't have to
all-
with budgets.
All right.
As long as they're all under R&R, we can do it together?
Yep.
Okay,
But right now, we're on the county budget.
Right,
okay, so,
That-
did I make a motion?
make a
To
motion.
keep, I'll make a motion to be, revenue neutral, our intent is to be under revenue neutral for the 2027 budget.
I would say to have the commissioner, to have the chairman sign,
To have the-
our intent to stay revenue neutral.
To have the chairman sign the notice of intent to stay under revenue neutral for
Okay.
Ottawa County.
You
I'll
second?
second that.
It's moved and seconded to, our intent is to stay under revenue neutral in the 2027 and have the chairman sign it. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
And then, Carla did the, fire district budget, so I'll let her discuss those revenue neutral intents.
Yeah, so last week we discussed all the fire districts except for, Bennington. And I was grateful Raymond Bach came and discussed Tesca. And I encouraged all of them to come if they desired. So, so I know Fire District 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 presented budgets not to exceed R&R. So if I present, can I make the motion as well?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so, I don't think there's any issue, because you're voting on it.
Okay, so for those fire districts, I'll approve the notice of intent for fire districts 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 to not exceed revenue neutral, to have the chairman sign the notice of intent.
Do we, no, I'll second that, and then we'll have discussion.
Okay, it's moved and seconded to, for the fire districts of 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 to not exceed the revenue neutral rate. And for the chairman to sign. Is there any discussion?
How are we gonna handle District 4?
Well, I thought I wasn't 100% on that one yet, so I wanted to make sure you guys were.
Okay.
So I was doing the 5 I knew.
Okay. I think.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Then for fire district 4, Dwayne, what's your gut?
I think with what we've got, you come up with $147,000 for the budget with ad valorem spending authority, budget authority. Is that correct? I think.
Spending
So
authority,
that
that is
would be
correct.
at revenue neutral.
Well, the revenue neutral rate, the ad valorem dollars is 126,033 as I prepared it.
Right. So,
And then you add they do get, they have higher, the budget authority would be
It's
higher
higher,
and
yeah.
include, the motor vehicle fees.
I would make a motion that we do that we would go revenue neutral rate on Fire District 4 with their extra budget authority that they have and grant writing and so forth, encourage it. So I would make a motion that Fire District number 4 is at revenue neutral.
And for the chairman to sign the
Yeah.
notice of intent.
Yes.
Okay, I'll second that.
Moved and seconded to, have Fire District 4, come in at the revenue neutral, and for the chairman to sign it. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And then I just wanted to remind everybody that the hearing date for both the fire district budgets and the county budget will be, August 17th. Let me double check that date. Yes, August 17th at 8:30 a.m. I will get all the publications out, sometime this week, so to be published next week. So there's no 10 days within that.
Okay, now that hearing date is for the budget.
That is for the, so that
Yeah,
is where you
actually,
guys will approve the budget, it's August
Okay.
17th at 8:30. And then Carla, did you, print those our intents for the chairman to sign?
I did all except for the fire district 4. I'm printing it out right now. So just for the record,
Where's the
if
sign?
a committee, at the bottom, I'm sorry, what
2 pages.
did I, that's the second page. What did I attach as the second page?
see it.
Oh, the, summary, did you wanna see the summary?
That's where I signed.
No, the only thing you sign is the R&R intent, you won't sign the budget summary. Yep,
Sign that?
yep. That's the only thing that's due today.
I can't hear
I'm
you.
sorry, that's the only thing due today.
Right here?
Yep,
I attached those budget summaries because I had them completed. I still need to put a hearing date. I noticed I haven't put the hearing date in for the Bennington one yet, so. But,
and then will you send me that budget for publication as well?
yeah, I'll put our hearing date in and then,
And then just
but
say-
there's nothing he needs to manually sign, just this document, right?
Just
just
the
this
R&R
file.
intent, yeah, just the R&R intent, the one paper that just says no year, no exceed.
Okay. So just for the record, if, I would serve on your board, if that would be helpful for your fire district, so you can.
Who's at the end of the year and estimate?
Alright, so. Okay. Motion to pay the bills, what are we doing here next?
You could do that. I'll make a motion to pay accounts, the consent agenda, to approve the consent agenda, which includes accounts payable for $23,241.93, as well as the commission minutes for July 13th.
I will second that.
It's moved and seconded to pay the bills at $23,241.93, and also the minutes for July 13th. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Quick comments next?
No.
Okay. So I'm just gonna announce that we do have early voting going on in our office starting today. Early voting is open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, up until August 3rd at noon. And election day is August 4th. Polls are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We have kid ballots available both during early voting and election day. That always seems to go over really well, and we really enjoy doing that. And then I just reminding, I know we've said this multiple times now, revenue neutral rate intents from all tax entities are due in our office today. I've gotten the majority of them, but I just want to remind everybody about that.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later.
And that's all my commentary.
Well, it's up to Tammy now to see that they get down to the office by noon.
Gets down to.
She said they were due in her office, everything is due in her office. Well, it's, the ball is in her court now.
I didn't know I was supposed to pick her up. Dan Frax, so. I need to, what else we have?
Just commissioner comments and adjournment.
I wanted
Go
to,
down and see the new voting booth.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that was
Yeah.
voting with them trying
All
out.
your
Thank you,
comments.
thank you. Jen.
Well,
That's part I like.
but I wanted to talk about that 1%
Okay.
sales tax when I talk to people.
Okay, let me see if I can call real
Do
quick
you wanna
here.
take a 5-minute break?
Please.
I can do my comments,
I think,
or should I? Well,
Okay, have him go ahead.
Okay. Actually, all I want to talk about is the Innovation Center. They have all kinds of job incentives, housing incentives, business incentives, and they serve a 26 county area, and we're about the southeast most county, clear to the county line, or the state line, and the Nebraska state line, Colorado. They do a lot of that, and they are streamlining their application process to make it easier for people to apply. They call it the CLIP. Everybody's got to have an acronym for all of these incentives. It's the county level incentive program, trying to get us to get people incentivized, I guess, to participate in this stuff, you know. It's the Northwest Kansas Innovation Center.
So it's specific, this clip is specifically for what, tell me again?
It's, there's up to $10,000 in relocation incentives, we have local control over it, it's a simpler process. Recent graduates will qualify, if they move, they've gone off to college and they come back and they want to locate here in our county, and they've got they have to make $32,500 a year is the minimum requirement for their, salary. And it is just a great incentive to bring the kids home. That means a lot to me, you know, to get them home here, we need young blood.
Is that incentive one and the same, that's our new non-budgeted account, or is that totally different from Chief Ottawa County?
What was the program called?
It's totally different, it's Northwest Kansas
Oh,
Innovation
yeah.
Center, yeah,
That's-
totally different,
That's a whole different thing.
yeah.
So can people qualify for both?
Good question, but I don't have a good answer.
Okay, so, so,
I would think they could apply for both.
so so relocations, and what's the other big thing about?
Relocation, it's a simpler process, streamlined, $10,000, and they have qualifications here for who can qualify. I've got the contact information, it's Maria Dahlquist at the Innovation Center, and her phone number is 324-2266, so that anybody at home can get a hold of her, or Google it online. I Googled Northwest Kansas Innovation Center, and it actually come up with the abbreviation, whatever that letter is, so it'll get you there, and if you need help, call me. I'd be
So,
glad to.
so the key thing is to give people money back who will relocate to
Right.
rural areas,
Right.
these specific 36 counties or
Right, 26, yeah,
26,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well, that's a good thing.
yeah. $10,000, I know Make My Move in Ottawa County is $5,000, I think, so if the two could go in tandem, you know, there's $15,000 incentive for coming back to the county.
Mhm.
So, I appreciate that, we need young people to come in, we need people to move into Ottawa County. New entrepreneurs, new businesses, whatever it might be. But that is the size, that's everything I have.
Okay,
I do want to point out, Commissioner Mortimer did have to leave at 9:56 a.m., so he has left.
He has left,
Yep, so 9:56 he's left.
okay.
do you guys want me to talk about my 1% sales tax, what I found out?
Might as well, there's a lot of people that aren't here that will
He
be
can-
listening.
He can listen online
Yeah,
from the video,
Mhm.
right?
yeah, in his
Okay.
tractor cab.
So first off, I wanted to say, I picked up my pink sample ballot from the county clerk's office, election office, I should say, election office. And so I just encourage everybody to do that so that people see what's on the ballot prior to them voting. It just gives you some insight.
Right.
So just want to encourage everyone to do that. So I want to thank all the department heads for preparing their budget, for many of the department heads for preparing their budgets flat or with small increases that enabled us to stay R&R.
Right.
That was a huge part to make that work. So this whole property tax discussion, what I realized the most is that people that aren't aware, I'm sorry, property tax, the sales tax for the healthcare, there's a lot of people that don't even know we're discussing it, and that concerns me.
Yeah.
And I had to, so I had to sit down and talk to each of the people. I went on Thursday of the fair and spent the entire evening asking people how they felt about yes, no, and I had 3 probablys. I had 18 yes. I had 5 no's. I had 16 only if it created property taxes to go down, and 2 that said only if we have required certification for EMS. So that was from the fair. A lot of people are unhappy with our taxes, our property taxes, and I was kind of disappointed or saddened that when I said, well, actually, I think Monday we're gonna approve to stay at under R&R, and that didn't seem to evoke a hallelujah. I thought for sure there'd be a more positive response from that, but people just really feel like they're being taxed out of their homes between insurance and property taxes. And, you know, people made some comments to me that I haven't pursued whether they're true or not. I need to look into them. So Kansas is tough because we have a high income tax and if we have high property taxes compared to other counties. I did look at Saline County and Cloud County, and they were lower than Ottawa County. I didn't go beyond that this weekend to look.
As far as mill levy or how were they lower?
That was mill levy, so I believe Cloud was 70. But they have a higher tax base. They have a 137 million tax base.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they
that,
do.
that comes into play. But, so I just had I had feedback that they didn't know about it. Some people were like, I don't care what it is, and my vote's gonna be no to taxes. And, so then I went ahead and, went down to Westside Ventures, cause that's on,
Social Center of Bennington.
the Social Center of Bennington, yeah. I went down there on Saturday, and I talked to people about how they feel about it. And I had 6 that only said if taxes go down. I had 5 no's, and I have 4 yeses. So that's what I got.
And that was in Bennington.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, and I think, you know, the general feel was they don't want more taxes. They didn't really even want me to talk about it. But when I was trying to say, you know, what it was for and trying to get the discussion going, it was a hard conversation.
Sure it was.
So I'm willing to continue to keep asking people. I just don't know. And maybe we should have that discussion next week. Maybe Scott can listen to this and we can say, what do you think our next step is?
Yeah, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Can you do that for us, Tammy, on the agenda? Okay.
So that was but I tell you, it took about 5 to 10 minutes. Well,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
were
I saw you
nearby
there.
one time,
You were over there.
and I was sitting there going, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to discuss. And the other thing is, then I tried, so I went one-on-one. It took 5 to 10 minutes to talk to every single person about what this tax was and who it would benefit. And then, if I did a group of 4, I almost felt, so I decided, well, now I'll go after groups of 4 at a time, explain it to them, and that will make it easier.
Yeah.
But then I think they also felt awkward saying how they would vote in front of other people. So it was kind of like, you could tell people were like uncomfortable saying. So it was a very time-consuming
Yeah.
discussion.
I wonder what kind of success we would have if we would have a public forum on the sales tax and try to explain it to people, you know, and what it's going to be used for, how it will affect their tax bill, you know. The options that we have that you mentioned going forward, you know, if it'll reduce taxes, if it will go to the EMS, go to the hospital.
Yeah, I wonder if we can go to back to school night and be on the,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, this is where the majority of the people would be. I don't think that the administrators would be too happy, but it'd be, you sit there and try to figure out when is an opportunity that you have a captive audience of a large number of people. So that because to be honest, each person I talked to, I basically reiterated the same thing
Yeah.
to explain to them what the tax was. And maybe in your article, you need
I put it up there,
to
yeah.
talk more about it, or,
I've tried, you know, I can keep going. Tammy, what is our drop dead date, to get this on the ballot?
I have to have it at least 60 days prior. So looking at a calendar, we're talking very beginning of September.
Okay, we've got August to figure it out.
yeah, that's why I was thinking back to school, or maybe we go to a football game. I mean, actually, that's probably not a bad choice.
Yeah.
Go be at where the gate is and
Yeah.
see if we can catch people's thoughts. I mean, they probably don't wanna talk about taxes at a
Yeah.
football game, but I'm just trying to figure out, you know, so many times when you have a community meeting and there's very few
Yeah.
people, and so you kind of figure out where will a lot of people be. that we can just get a lot of feedback. And maybe the answer is to hand these out at the football game.
Yeah, good idea.
And just have people, and you didn't put our phone numbers on here, but you could put I don't know, we can discuss that, put our phone number.
Yeah.
Our phone numbers are online anyway, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, put our phone numbers on so that people can call us about it. And maybe that's how we should do it at the Minneapolis and but that's the end of August,
Yeah,
probably.
or mid-August at the earliest, so it's cutting it down to the wire.
Yeah,
But
so.
I would welcome feedback from anybody about it, you know, whether they're for it or against it, to know that we need EMS support, we need medical support, medical services support in Ottawa County. And,
Then different people gave me ideas on how to restructure it, you know, and this is what I told them, I said, you have to remember, it's an outside entity, it's not our entity to restructure. So,
anything else?
well, the other thing is, I was really sad to learn that the townships cannot spend the FEMA dollars that they got reimbursed in January, February. Those townships can't use it till, they still have to stay with their budget authority for 2026, and that was disheartening to me because they finally got reimbursed, and they didn't get it. They don't get to use it this year. They still have to stay within their budget authority. That's what I should say. So, hey,
Come on.
we have another commissioner.
Yeah.
Hi. So I am grateful.
Just sit down over there.
Sit on Grandpa's lap and.
I was gonna say, did you want to?
You can sit right there. Okay.
So I was grateful for the many of the board members who came in to help prepare the townships, the cemeteries, and the fire districts, either with me or with Tammy, but I'm grateful for all of those people that came in. I am going to bring to attention that in NACO, did you guys see this? They have Get to Know Ottawa County, did you guys see that?
Yeah.
I missed that. I missed Ottawa County.
It was in the article on
Okay.
June 15th.
Okay.
Get to know Ottawa County, Kansas.
Yep.
I thought that was a big deal.
Well, they put Kansas there because there is an Ottawa County,
Minnesota.
Oklahoma.
Oh, there's probably lots of Ottawa
Yeah,
counties. So I was very excited to see that. When you went to did you look at the booth, the voting booth? So last Friday, Tammy set up the voting booth, and you looked right up, and there was one of the tiles that were really, really dark right above it. I mean, so you go in the booth, and the first thing you do is look up to see if you have enough light. That's what I did, to see if I had enough light to see. And it was the tile, so I think we really need to focus on those kind of interior things in this building. I
Okay.
know we're talking about the windows, but I think do you want me to recircle about this real quick? Or
So do you think,
did you hear some of my discussion on this?
do you think that, there needs to be lighting, or do you just think it needs to be new tile?
No, I'm just thinking the stains. There was a stain about this big right above the unit I was standing in. And so to give Dee credit, she did, Keith was gone, and to give Dee credit, she did go and get a ladder and take the black one out and replace it all.
However, there are water spots on it today.
However, right now, between the weekend, on Friday, she put the ladder up, and then today, there's already stains on it. So whatever we need to do to fix that,
Probably the air conditioning, dripping condensation.
I know, we know that's the issue, but what's the solution? Is I think is what she's trying to
New
get.
Clean-
courthouse.
I think clean them out.
I don't think there's any way.
I think,
Condensation?
well, I think they,
Been that way for 20 years.
I know,
Oh.
or more.
but
Okay.
can we clean, if there's something that we can do to
Well, let's
solve.
talk to Keith about it when he gets
But
back.
it's been 20 years and hopefully we've been saving for fixing or changing that up and
yeah.
hopefully
Changing that
I don't know what we need to change.
brand new air conditioning system, so if you do that, you probably just will build a new courthouse.
Not me.
Oh, I'm serious.
No.
I mean, I'm not serious about building a new courthouse, but I mean, this is a antique system we got here and the whole building, anyway.
I'm antique. What's wrong with antique?
Nothing, I don't have a problem either. I mean, we just have to live with it.
Yeah.
to circle back to the townships real quick, it's kinda interesting because when I met with the different boards, we have some townships that wanna rock every road in their townships. And then we have ones that really wanna levy as little taxes, and we have everything in between. So it's interesting, the people that serve on the board, you know, make those decisions. So I encourage, if you're unhappy in the townships, to serve on the boards and help make those
Well,
decisions.
I
'Cause
would
it's-
say this, the people that wanna rock every road need to realize and remember, when they start rocking roads, that means they have to maintain them after that, and that costs more money. I mean,
Well, I'm sorry,
I
not
don't-
rock every road, I meant existing gravel road.
But there
I'm
is,
sorry.
no, there is one that's rocking dirt roads right now.
Mm.
And that's to develop a main thoroughfare in that township.
Yeah,
That's
well,
heavily
the thing of
used.
it is, it joins up to another township, and they're not doing it,
Yeah,
so,
well, they're doing it for their township people to make it an access road.
but
They get to
the one that you're talking about that goes from one end of the county, or, you know, pretty much clear through, that township right across the highway is not doing it.
And that's their discretion. The township gets to decide that.
Right.
But at least he's providing access.
Well,
The ones,
Pretty hard to get to there, but
he
if you're
has,
coming
I
from
mean, I
Delphos.
think some of them have a plan on how to, you know, a long-term plan, which
Right.
we're all in favor of that. I was, just to give you a recap, Scott, real quick, so you don't have to listen to it in the meeting, I talked to people, and I got really mixed feelings. But the part that really scared me the most was most people didn't know we were even discussing it. And,
Well, the truth of it is, we do realize that if we are going across that bridge, we're gonna have to have meetings and meetings out in the public. So, I mean, there really wouldn't be any reason for them to even know it yet unless they're watching this.
yeah.
So we have to have some informative deals.
You know, I had some that said absolutely no taxes, no matter what. And then I had the ones that said yes. Then I had the ones that said only if we reduce property taxes. And then they had some people that had other stipulations like required training or redesigning EMS or whatever. But, it was a long conversation with each of these people, and I was just talking to Dwayne about how can we get the word out, and how can we have those discussions, and when would there be a large group of people? I mean, I guess in retrospect, maybe I should have just handed out flyers instead of taking a survey.
And ran.
Yeah.
No, the truth, I mean, we have to have public forum, you know, we have to have a public meeting, several of them probably. I mean,
Well, I was just thinking maybe at the football games, the first football game of all the communities, just hand out information and let them know about it. Because I think that's my biggest concern is people don't know about it.
so it's not gonna, I mean, yeah, it won't make it on this year, then.
You've surrendered to that?
If your football starts when, September?
August.
What?
End of August, first September?
First game, for some game?
First
Yeah,
game
don't they have a
Should be off.
Gatorade day?
When's the date, when's the deadline?
60 days before the election, which would put it into
At-
September 1st, or,
And that's at the very, 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 very least.
yeah,
Yeah,
The sooner
so
the
there you
better.
go.
yeah.
I don't know, so anyway,
Well, do you have another option?
not really, other than
To
start
work.
having meetings right away somehow.
So this is July 20th. So we have the month of August really to get the word out and then to make a decision.
Right. It'll be a lot of work in 1 month.
I started to say, you know, if we make the decision prior to the 60 days before the election, we could at least still publicize after that point, but we've just got to be careful not to be for it or against it. We've just got to say, this is it, this is what we're proposing, this is what it will do for us, because we can't endorse it or be against it, just notify everybody.
Once we decide it as a ballot question, we can't share our opinion with other people.
I would talk to your county attorney.
At
I
least
thought that was using county funds, that we had to be neutral.
Okay,
Carl has a question.
could be, that's a good point for our county attorney.
unless you're getting ready to hit somebody, no.
Do we have the question figured out yet, what's gonna be on the ballot?
Well, that's the hard part to me, is based on these
To me, until that
responses.
happens, it's gonna be hard to publish anything or to push anything.
Right,
So these people that, I'm sorry.
EMS would love to be involved in whatever we
Sure.
can do, but we gotta have some information.
So, you know, I don't know how we address the people
did,
that said
did you
yes.
did you give him one of these?
I did not. Did you get one last week?
What's that?
Did you
One
get
of
one of
these
those last
here.
week?
This is what she was handing or talking to people
Discussing
about.
with
I mean,
people.
that's not, you know,
That's,
and you should be involved when it comes down to the, I mean, at least I think so.
I mean, the people are gonna have to be educated or it's not gonna fly. I mean,
Yeah,
going out and doing what you did, I can appreciate your efforts, but, you know, they don't know what's going on.
right.
The vast majority of people, one way or the other, where the state
Right.
of the EMS system is.
And that's what scares me the most about, I mean, in a bad way, I know it needs to be on the ballot, but I don't know if we can get the right information and touch enough people before that.
I guess
Is that
for me
right?
personally, and this is my personal opinion, it needs to be on the ballot even if it gets voted down.
Okay.
Because it needs to be brought to the forefront.
Thought about.
People needs to understand what's going on, but
Yeah.
don't make it to the ballot. I mean, even if it gets voted down this time, doesn't mean it can't be put on the next ballot.
Right.
Well, that's why I would double check on,
What's that?
I would double check on an attorney with that, if you can continually, but if there's a waiting period.
you don't know about
I
Lisa.
have no idea, I just would double check on that
Yeah.
waiting period, just to be sure.
Tammy, could you work with the attorney to get the
No.
question on the ballot?
No, I
Too
cannot.
busy right now.
No,
Oh.
I'm the election official, this is
Oh,
a ballot
official.
initiative, no, I cannot.
I thought you looked like the clerk sitting over there.
But the key thing about the question now, you know, just based on what I would get, I got 60 responses. And, based on those 60 responses, those 22, which are probably crucial get, they said only if there's a reduction in property tax. So they're only gonna vote yes if in the ballot question, there's gonna be some money allocated to something we currently use property taxes for to offset.
Yeah.
Was it presented to them, they may not have an EMS service in Ottawa County otherwise.
I did not go that far because I was trying to remain neutral. I told
Well,
them,
that's fine, that's what I'm saying, I have no problem us putting, you know, the information out there. Cause I think that'll make a big difference in a lot of people's mind, that's why I say they don't understand what's going on.
well, I had a lot
But
of
there's
people,
also people out there that are gonna say, why do we need an EMS service now?
Yeah,
I'm fully aware of that.
They don't know, yeah.
Yeah, they're not my age.
but then you have you have the people that say, well, only if it's restructured, why do you have to have two
Yeah.
services? I mean, there's a whole bunch of different questions that
Yeah.
come up,
Yeah.
you know, based on
All right, well,
qualifications.
let's, let's plan to talk in depth about it, come up with some,
Next week,
yeah, and maybe you guys come up with some idea about what you think should be said.
So who needs to find out about how soon it can be brought back up? If it goes on the ballot and if it gets voted down?
that's a county attorney question I can ask. I'll ask Jeff.
That's, I need to, I guess.
And that may not be a thing, that's just something I just.
No,
Yeah.
I'll ask
to
Jeff
cover
for
bases
the next
No,
one.
that's-
election standpoint. just
Okay.
double check.
Well, let's gather our,
It was put in a different way.
let's gather back up about that next week and give us some time on the agenda to talk about it.
Yeah.
I have it on.
Okay.
I think that's all my little points.
Okay. Well, you have anything, Dwayne?
Yep, I've already said my piece about the Northwest Kansas Innovation Center.
So what about the saying about the fair?
Oh, I think it was a tremendous success. Thought it was pretty well attended, lots of people, saw lots of people I hadn't seen for a long time. And I'd like to say thanks to everybody that, the volunteers that made it happen.
Did anybody wanna know where the carousel was?
Everybody wanted it. My wife finally told them it was gonna be downtown intersection, Main Street. And then she said, no, not really.
I mean, honestly, they've kinda wondered, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people have asked me about it, I said, I don't think it's gonna be available this year.
No, it won't. The goal is 2028 because it's a 1928 C.W. Parker carousel. We want it up and running for the 100th anniversary.
Good.
But if we make it by 27, that's great.
Okay.
Well, I thought the fair was great. I went 2 nights, and I thought the parade was great. There was a lot of people there.
Somebody said probably the biggest parade we've had in a
I
long
think
time.
it was.
Yeah, so I thought, and I love the fact that they do, at the beginning of that night, on Tuesday night, they have the flag salute, and
Okay.
so I love
All
that.
right.
So thank you, everyone involved with the fair.
Right, absolutely.
Did they pray down there?
I don't know.
I took my hat off. I think that was for the flag, though.
Well, we're supposed to be praying in here, are we?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Vote me out. Anyway, okay. Well, I don't have anything, so I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I also moved to adjourn at 10:22.
Moved and seconded to adjourn at
Do you want me to be
10:22.
the second for a change?
I second it,
Oh, you second, sorry. You're quick.
yeah. All those in favor?